Hello, this is Marvelyn Brown with Inner Word Business Services, and today we're going to talk about traffic. So, this week's podcast was about the second step in your sales and marketing system. So, the first step, of course, was creating an offer, and you want an offer that attracts your ideal client. So, that was the previous episode of our podcast, and then this week, we take that to the next step, which is traffic. So, when you think about traffic as a process, it really puts a different spin on it. And I'm not sure about you, but when I started my business, I looked at traffic as that thing that once I got my site to a certain number of blog posts, or I got my site to a certain level, that all this traffic would just automatically start flowing in. If I did SEO, if I used the right keywords, all this traffic would just magically start appearing on my site. And so I was under the wrong impression. And so I think a lot of people have that impression that traffic is one of those things that, if you have a blog or you have a YouTube channel or you have a podcast or some other platform that you're using, that once you get to a certain level, once you get to a certain number of pieces of content, all of a sudden, bam, you're just going to have all this traffic flowing. And it doesn't always go that way. So, this video is going to help you understand traffic as a process. It's going to show you some things that you can do so that you're not totally reliant on any one thing. And also, so that you're not reliant on this myth, this traffic myth that can really, make your business suffer. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to talk about today. So, web traffic. Web traffic is a process. It's a process that you consistently work. It's not something that just happens. People access your content, otherwise known as your offers, on a variety of different devices. So I've got some different devices shown here. You might have your content shown on a desktop, on a laptop, a tablet, and even a cell phone. And they say that, the majority of people nowadays are using their cell phones to, browse the web. They browse the web on the go. And so it's very important that your content looks great on all devices. You want a responsive platform that will adjust the size of your content to fit whatever device someone might be looking at. So, for example, if you have a website that is non-responsive, and or you're on a platform that is non-responsive, then people may have to scroll around. It may not look so good. And so what ends up happening when your content doesn't look good, it's not presented well, people don't, they usually just go somewhere else. And so you want your content to look good on all platforms, on all devices. So think about that when you are choosing a platform for your business. Now, you wouldn't think that a platform has anything to do with traffic, right? But it really does. And the reason why is because you want your offers, your content, to be presented in the best possible way. And so, you know how in the food industry they say presentation is everything? Well, that also goes for your online presence. You want your business to look a certain way. And so when your business looks a certain way, it looks good to your ideal prospects and to people that you want to do business with, they will click on your content. So when they click on your content, they become web traffic to your platform of choice. So that's really how traffic happens. It's not this button that you push. It's not a certain number of listings or posts, or It's not any of that. It's building quality content. And I'm going all over the place. Sorry about that. But it's basically building quality content. And so when you hear people talk about content is king, that's what they're talking about. Your content has to not only look good, but it has to provide value to the people you want to do business with, your ideal clients, your ideal customers. And so when they access your content, you want it to look good, otherwise known as being responsive. Number one, you want to have great offers. That's the first thing. We talked about that last week. But you want to have great offers that, add value to your ideal clients. You want your content to look good. So those offers need to be presented in the best possible way. And that's also what we talked about last week. It's not just having an offer, it's the way that you package and present your offer. And that's where offers that attract came from. So if you haven't looked at or listened to last week's podcast or video, I would go back and listen to that, because that is really important as well. If you don't have great offers, no one is going to click, and no one is going to become traffic for your platform of choice. So now, your platform of choice. What does that mean? A platform is just a place where you talk to your ideal clients. This is the place where you send your audience. This is the place where, the people that you want to do business with, you need a place to send them. Just like a brick and mortar building is the place where people go to deal with offline businesses. For your online business, you need a place to send people as well. You want a central hub that you are sending your ideal clients to. Even if they buy from you on another platform, you want them to be able to go to your platform of choice to learn more about your company. If they have a question about something that they bought from you or something that you are trying to help them with, you want them to be able to go to your platform of choice to get answers. So, my recommendation has always been that your platform of choice be something that you own and control. Now, a lot of people are using some of the different things that you're seeing listed here. Now, you can have a self-hosted WordPress blog, and that is something that you own and control. But a lot of people, they don't like blogging for whatever reason. They don't like writing, and, they don't want to outsource it or anything like that. So they start a video channel. So for example, they may have a YouTube channel, they may have a Vimeo channel, or they may be using some other video hosting company. The problem with these video channels is that you don't own them, you don't control them. So for example, YouTube is owned by Google. So Google has rules, about some of the things that you can do and some of the things that you can't do. So if you do something on YouTube that Google doesn't like, they can shut your channel down. So all that hard work, all that time, all that energy that you put into your channel can be shut down in, a matter of seconds. Podcasting is also another platform. Podcasting is really becoming more popular because people want to be able to get valuable content on the go. Now, your podcast is also, unless you host it, if it's a self-hosted platform, then you can, own it and control it, etc. But if it's not a self-hosted platform that you own and control, there again, your podcast can also be shut down based on, some of the things that you might be talking about. So it's very important when you're using these platforms that you don't own, that you don't control, that you make sure that you read your terms of service. You read your agreements and everything that you're agreeing to when you sign up for those platforms, because if you violate any of those things, then you can be shut down. Now, and under podcast, I don't know why I put all these other things under podcast. These things have nothing to do with podcast. These are more social media type things, but Things like Facebook pages. Some people have a Facebook page and that's what they use as their platform of choice. We all know Facebook can shut you down, in a heartbeat. However, if you decide to use your Facebook page as your platform of choice, then that is where you want to put, all of your information. And that is not really something that I would recommend. But I do know people that do that. They built their brand on Facebook. TikTok, that's another popular platform that people are using. Groups. Now, Facebook has groups, and that is a really great way. We're going to talk about groups a little bit later, but groups are a great way for you to also, build your audience. And this is really the goal of all of this. Having a platform enables you to build an audience. So everyone comes to your central hub, whatever that, happens to be, and they learn more about your company. They learn more about your offers. They can sign up to get more information. And as long as your platform allows people to do that, that is going to lead to the success of your business. However, I'm going to go back to this again. If you have something that you own and something that you control, you will probably be a lot better off than people who have these things that they don't own and control. And I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So, for example, all these people that have Facebook pages, when Facebook went down, I guess it's been about a month and a half ago now, but Facebook went down for, the majority of the day. I think it was on a Monday. And people were, lost. Facebook didn't really do a lot of communicating about what was going on, how long they would be down. They just kind of went down. Nobody really knows why they went down. But anyway, the bottom line is if that's all you have to present your business, then, when Facebook goes down, everything is just kind of at a loss and you're at a standstill. You're not going to make any money. So that can happen too. And this is the thing. When Facebook went down, Instagram went down, WhatsApp went down, all the other companies that Facebook owns, they all went down at the same time. So that's why I'm saying, even if your blog goes down, so say for instance, you have a blog and you have a Facebook page. There's nothing wrong with having a blog that you own and control, and then also having a Facebook page. When Facebook went down, all you have to do is, as long as you have a blog where people are coming to your blog and they are, checking out the information on your blog, you can update your blog. You can use other social media platforms to tell people, Facebook is down, but you can still get my great offer if you head over to my blog, or you can put some kind of broadcast out on social media using your podcast, using your email list, and some of the other things that we're going to talk about today, using your video channel. Other, platforms can be used to communicate with your audience. And so you're not just dependent on Facebook. You have all these other ways to communicate with your audience so that they can make a purchase, so that you're not dead in the water until Facebook decides to come back up. So we're going to talk more about that kind of stuff a little bit later. But the main thing I want you to take away from this is that you want a platform that you own and control. Now, traffic is really about links. Believe it or not, traffic is really about links. It comes from your links, the links that you put out into the internet. So it comes from all of your links that are distributed in places across the web. So the thing that you want to do is you want to have quality links. You don't want to have a lot of dead links. You don't want to have links to trivial stuff that, leads people to kind of a dead end. You want to have links that, are meaningful to your business, value added links. When someone clicks on your link, you want to take them somewhere where they can be wowed and they can learn more about your company. So the thing that you want to do is you want to put your links where your ideal customers, where potential customers hang out. Those people that you want to do business with. The thing that you want to do, instead of waiting on SEO, of course you want to do SEO. SEO is very important. However, SEO takes time to kick in. And so, in the meantime, when you're a new business owner and you are looking for traffic, you want to put your links, your quality links, where your ideal customers are hanging out, where those people are hanging out that you want to do business with. So, if you have gone through, and we kind of went through, niching down, finding your niche, doing research on, things that might be attractive to you in terms of starting a business, that ties into your interests, your skills, your hobbies. You want to do that as an exercise, and then you want to choose a niche. Once you choose a niche, then you're going to be able to go out and find ideal customers for that niche. And you're going to be able to do some research that will really help you tap in to your ideal customers and what they are looking for. So it's going to really, when you define your niche, it really helps you to become a mind reader to a certain degree when it comes to your ideal customers and finding those people who would be a great fit for your products and services. So you want to go out and you want to find your ideal clients. You don't want to sit back, and this is what I did. I sat back, I put all this content on my blog, and I sat back and I waited thinking that people were going to just flock to my site. And it just didn't happen. I kept looking at my Google Analytics. People were coming and then they were leaving, and they were coming and they were leaving. But I didn't really have that many repeat visitors. I had a lot of content, but had no idea what I was doing. And so, until you build an audience, until you have people to talk to about your products and services and your company, you really don't have a business. And so the longer you wait, you sit back and you wait. That's kind of a passive activity, sitting back and waiting for SEO to kick in. It may never kick in. So then what happens if SEO never gives you the results that that you want? So the thing that you have to do is you have to niche down. You have to find your niche, answer some really critical questions about, your ideal customers, your products. And we kind of help you do that as well. If you go back into the first, I believe it was the very first episode of the podcast, you'll be able to find the information, and I'll put a link to it in the show notes. But that's really where you start. And then once you have an idea of what your niche is and what you really want to focus on, then you're going to be able to create an offer that will appeal to that niche. Then once you have your offer, and you have an offer that attracts that ideal client, then you're ready to talk about traffic. But you want to put your links where your ideal customers hang out. You don't want to wait for them to find you. You want to go out and you want to find them first, because you've got so much competition out here. You've got so many people who are selling the same products and services that you are. So you have to stand out from the crowd. You have to do things that, most people aren't doing. And that is, most people are sitting back waiting on SEO. Most people are trying to appease Google and figure out what the algorithm is doing. I know you've heard people talk about the algorithm and all that. While they're doing all of that, you can be out there, really making a connection with your ideal clients. So the thing that you want your links to do, this is the job of your link, is to lead potential customers to your best offers. So here's some of the ways that you can get traffic: through social media, through email marketing, through forums, groups, offline activity, and search engine optimization. And then here in the middle is your platform of choice. And so that's why I'm saying, if you have a platform that is central to your business, you can just lead people, from all these different areas back to your platform of choice. So when you send an email out, you can send them to your platform of choice. When you are in forums and you answer questions, you can put a link to your platform of choice. When you answer questions and participate in groups, you can, lead people to your platform of choice. Offline activities, Even if you do something offline, like have a if you provide a seminar or you do training, in-person seminars, in-person meetings, in-person Q&A sessions, in-person launch parties, in-person when you participate maybe in festivals or trade shows or whatever, all of that activity can still lead people to your platform of choice. Because if you're sitting at a booth, say for instance at a trade show, all of your promotional materials are going to have your platform of choice listed. So if it's your blog, you're going to have your blog address on your promotional materials. And so you still lead people to your platform of choice. When you do search engine optimization, you are going to be leading people because on your platform of choice, say for instance, it's a blog. Every time you update your blog, you're going to send information out to your email list, to your social media following, and you're also going to optimize it for search engines. So that's going to be sending information out to all the search engines. You're going to be sending information out to the social media platforms. You're going to be sending information out to your email list because you're going to update your email list when you update your platform of choice. People who come from forums. So if you've left your link on a forum, they're going to be coming in, and that's going to be updated as well, depending on how often you update your content. But when people click on your links in the forums, they're going to be led back to your platform of choice. Groups, the same way. When you go out to a group, you will be sharing your links in that group, and the same with your offline activity. So this is going to be, information in, information out, and it's really going to be a process. It's not just, let me just push a button and I'm going to get all this traffic, right? So that's not really the way it happens. So with social media, the recommendation that I have is that you choose one or two social media platforms and become really good at using those platforms. You want to read their business help section in detail so that you can learn. They're going to tell you in their help section how businesses can benefit from their platform, the things that you can do. You want to use keyword optimized social profiles with links to actionable content. So what that means is you want to use keywords in your profile. So if you're on Pinterest, you definitely want to use keywords in your profile and on any boards that you might set up. And then you want to link to actionable content. Actionable content means that when someone clicks on your link, they're going to go somewhere that will enable them to sign up to get more information. So you send them somewhere where they can get a freebie or they can get some benefit in exchange for their email address or their phone number. So you can also, instead of just signing people up for email, you can also sign people up to get a text from you. So some people prefer to get an SMS text message versus getting an email. And you can use both of those ways to communicate with your ideal clients. So each time you update your content on your platform of choice, you're going to be sharing that on social media. And then people can click on those links to go and get your content. Email. Email is one of the most powerful ways to build an audience and to generate traffic to your platform of choice. So every time you do an update on your blog or on your YouTube channel or on your podcast, you want to communicate that out to your email list. And then you want to have a link back to your content. So if you have a new blog post, you put a link to your new blog post or to your, newest YouTube channel or YouTube video or your newest podcast episode. You also want to use an autoresponder. So no matter what email marketing system you're using, they all have an autoresponder. So you want to set up a welcome series using the autoresponder. And we're going to talk more about lead generation in this week's podcast episode. So definitely check that out. And then you want to create a mailing list. So this is your email list and you want to have lead generation forms on your platform of choice. Now, the only platform that I'm aware of that you can really put a lead generation form on is a blog. You can also put a lead generation form on your Facebook page if you know how to do that. Most of the popular um, email marketing platforms will enable you to, they'll give you code that you can put on your Facebook page to set up a sign up form so that people can sign up to get more information. But there again, each time you update your content, you want to send an email to your list letting them know this is the most recent, blog post or video or podcast episode. Forums. Now, forums used to be a lot more popular than they are right now, but there's still some decent forums out there that have lots of members that, really share a lot of great information. So the thing that you want to do in forums is you want to, number one, you can learn a lot about your niche. You can learn about the problems that they're having. You can learn about, because these forums are very niche specific. And so if you want to learn more about your niche and some of the most recent current things that are going on in that niche, join forums. And once you've kind of, had a chance to see how things are going, you want to start maybe answering any questions that you can answer. And then you also want to make sure that you follow the rules and you put links where you're supposed to. Don't just go into a forum and start spamming everything, putting your links everywhere without, putting them in the appropriate places. Because if you do that, they're probably going to kick you out of the forum. Now, if you want to search for forums, especially in your niche, all you do is just type in the Google search form. You just put forum and then the plus sign and then whatever niche you're in. And then that should give you a list of some forums that you can check out. And, it might take you a moment to find the right forums to contribute to. I would say just pick one or two and really learn as much as you can out of those forums. Groups. Now, groups are also a great way to learn about your niche, whether it's a social media group. Quora is a good place to learn about various things. You can sign up. They have lots of groups on Quora. You can sign up for, I believe they call them spaces, but you can sign up for spaces. And most of those are niche specific. And it's a great way for you to learn what people are struggling with. You can learn the language that they use. That's very important. And you can also answer questions in groups as well. Offline activities, and we kind of talked about that, speaking engagements, in-person meetings and Q&A sessions, training sessions, and launch events. So these are activities that you can do offline and lead people to, back to your online business. SEO, and of course, we talked about SEO as well. You definitely want to be doing this all along, especially if you have a blog. And if you have a YouTube channel and a podcast, no matter what platform you decide on, you want to keyword optimize that platform so that it can be found. So this is an ongoing process. SEO is one of those things that each time you do a new podcast or a video or any content that you put online, you want to definitely, keyword optimize your content. And when it finally starts to kick in, when SEO really starts to kick in on your platform, it's going to be the icing on the cake because you've already gone out to all these other areas and you have created a process that enables you to build an audience without just relying on, search engine optimization. This is not the only way that you can build an audience. It's a great backbone and a great foundation, but it's not the only way. So this is the thing. You want your traffic to go from this, where there's nobody, to this, where you've got tons of people, you've got a traffic jam. And the way that you do that is by following the steps in this video and really creating a process, a consistent process, link distribution, having a system for distributing your links to all the various places. Just think about how many social media sites there are out there. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be posting to every last social media site, but what it means is, you can create a profile, a keyword enhanced profile, and you can put a link to, some very valuable content on your site. And you would be surprised, maybe you're not posting on there on a daily basis. Maybe you've picked, one or two social media sites that you really focus on, but maybe every now and then you can go into some of the other ones that you think might be a good fit for your ideal clients, and you just kind of post every now and then. It's kind of like, doing a cameo appearance on some of these social sites. But when you think about the sheer number of social media sites, you don't want to pass up any of these because they're all an opportunity for you to get traffic. And then forums and groups work the same way. These are all free ways for you to get traffic. Now, the thing that I didn't talk about today was paid traffic. Paid traffic is also another way for you to get traffic to your website. And if you do things like Facebook ads or Pinterest ads, they also have a feature that will enable you to target your traffic. So if you want to do paid ads, that is a really quick way for you to, generate some leads and some sales and really build an audience quickly. However, if you don't know what you're doing, it's also a way that you can waste a lot of money. So think about maybe working with someone that can coach you on, how to do your ads before you go out and spend a lot of money. But paid ads are also another way that you can get traffic to your platform of choice. But you want to create a posting schedule that includes brand awareness. You want your ideal clients to be aware of your brand. You want to lead them to your offers and your freebies, your value-based content, your sales funnel. All of these things are, ways that you can generate traffic to your business. So that is pretty much it for this video. The next step would be for you to visit our blog at InnerWord Business Services at innerwordservices.com, and you can get weekly updates that will really help you to grow your online business. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.